Drake is out here collecting ops like infinity stones.
It looks like T-Pain had decided to do an interview not too long ago
on a podcast called the Crash Dummies Podcast.
and he had talked about Drake.
I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's fire, there's flames. And when there's flames, there's somebody getting heated at what you did or what you say. And today, Drake responded.
When you find yourself in a back and forth with T-Pain, something's wrong.
T-Pain, for the most part, he does a lot of podcasts. He does streams. So he speaks on the current topics. But Drake's saying, no, this man don't like me. All right? And if you didn't see what transpired yesterday, Jay Black got you.
The one thing I learned from Drake, and here's the crazy thing, one thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Mm-hmm. Drake said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out.
Yeah.
I have ever since said,
Yeah.
you really thank y'all. I appreciate
It's like, bro, it's your own words. No one is making that up. Nobody is putting these words in your mouth. These are your own words. So if they're your own words, bro, like, you can't be mad that somebody's saying, hey, bro, didn't you say that? Like, didn't you say this? That's why people are saying what they're saying.
I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something.
Yeah.
Let me know if you.
Hold on.
Let me know if you heard it.
Yeah.
Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Hold, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick, just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want to be, and I learned that from him.
God damn, Drake, Nappy Boy straighten you right the fuck up. Nappy Boy straighten Drake right the fuck up, huh? I could not believe how somebody that says they got nappy hair knows so much about straightening somebody up. He gave you a perm, he gave you a press perm.
Like when he said that, I want to gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I was like, you know what? I'm out this bitch.
This is live shows now.
I'm out this motherfucker. I'm not trying to impress y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck if I live or die.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I keep trying to impress y'all niggas?
I'm going to keep it all the way solid. That is 110% true. Drake did say that. And if I do remember, if I don't remember that exact quote, I've been listening to Drake his whole career. He said a whole bunch of stuff about that. He's made fun of a lot of older rappers for that same thing. You know what I mean? There's lyrics all throughout his career where he's talking about people not letting off the throne. All I see is the crown, the throne is for the taking. Watch me take it. Talk about the old heads colluding together. He's always done that. And I'm gonna keep it real. T-Pain barring right now. T-Pain barring. That is what happened to Drake. And that is what's happening to Drake. His lack of ability to kind of gracefully bow out is making everything worse for him.
T-Pain is the perfect person to be able to say the man's career heights are not the same as other people. Like, bro literally was everywhere at one point. So, and he, like I said in yesterday's video, man, he worked with his mentor.
He was just saying, what we all was thinking. And I was hoping that you could just, take his advice. Being that T-Pain is like the quintessential rapper, R&B / rap pop singer that transitioned from where he's at into content creation. He does reactions. He reacts to the Super Bowl halftime show. He transitioned from where he was at to content creation. He bowed out gracefully. I didn't even know what freaking T-Pain stopped. I didn't even know what T-Pain stopped rapping, stopped singing, stopped producing. He bowed out gracefully, became this content creator, making money out of it, doing these podcasts, doing these shows, doing what you need to do. He doing what you need to do. You need to follow your own advice. You said you want to be the one to bow out gracefully and not get kicked out, but look what's happening. We are rejecting you, Drake, and you're still out there trying to find ways to appeal to the people. I dropped an album. Album was trash. I don't even promote the album. Album was trash. I'm trying to go to a concert. I don't even want to be at the concert. I don't want to be on the tour because it's the fastest tour in tour history. You started in February in Australia and it ended in February. You got up out of there.
Question that a lot of these artists gotta ask themselves behind closed doors. When do I shut it down? When do I stop making music? Should I do it on my own terms when I want to? Or is it when you realize that your albums and your music are no longer selling? Watching an artist go from selling 100K plus to now barely selling 10K plus is a sign. No matter how much you love making music, at some point, every artist has to have this conversation with themselves.
I heard T-Pain loud and clear. I didn't need no auto-tune. T-Pain said it loud and clear. Drake told me to bow out gracefully, or he wants to bow out gracefully and not get kicked out. You're doing exactly what you don't want to be. You're getting kicked out. And instead of you taking this as advice, how do you take it? How do you take it as, Drake? You take it as hate, right? This is what you respond.
He responded back on Instagram saying,
This guy has always had resentment for me.
You can hear it every time he speaks on my name.
This is just another example of how Drake can't just take a loss. He has to rebuttal. He has to respond. He has to do something to let people know that he's not bothered, when in fact he is bothered.
All right, Drake. Let me talk to you here. Let's assume that is 1,000,000% true because we don't know these relationships or how it works in the industry. Even if that is true, boy, what he's saying is true, is right. In fact, he's quite literally quoting you. He's quite literally quoting you, and I get you're saying he has resentment with what he's saying, but he's not. He's just following your teachings. He's saying what's going on. You're just not accepting that is the reality you live in. I don't think Drake will ever be looked at the way he was looked at Views. That era, that'll never be. Hotline, that'll never. I don't think that'll ever be. Even if he has a successful song, that God's Plan, the way he was looked at, that's forever cooked. I think that's forever cooked.
So he was cooking. He was cooking. And I think at this point in time, when it comes for Drake in his particular situation, I think Drake has proven himself as an artist. And I believe he can't continue to release music because his fans have been conditioned to expect a certain type of quantity from him. And that's what they want. And that's perfectly fine. But there has been a decline in regards to people wanting more from the subject matter of his music. A lot of people can't relate to his music nowadays, especially pure hip hop fans, in comparison to the way that we used to be able to relate back in the days to early Drizzy. You know, up until I would say Views or my favorite project from Drake, nothing was the same. I relate to a lot of songs on that album, nothing was the same. That's the Drake I like. He's not making that no more. And that's perfectly fine. His perspective on life has changed. But the issue is, it seems like he still wants the validation from the people that enjoyed his older music, but you're not feeding us. So the graceful thing to do is not give a damn about the validation and just continue moving on because you have been solidified in the game as far as who you are in your career.
Now, I don't know what he's talking about because I didn't hear no resentment in here. I felt like I helped. It was like more companionship. So you're one of your companions, one of your peers is trying to give you the advice you gave them. You gave me this advice, but you're not using your own advice. I use your advice, but you're not using your own advice. And Drake is over here tweeting, Instagramming away. Every time somebody says something about Drake, somehow Drake is on the freaking web. Drake is on the fail. You Spider-Man! This dude is Spider-Man. He Drizzy Parker. You are always on the web, no matter what. Drake is always on the web. If you're always on the internet, why not use it? Why not use the internet for your own content creation? You're always on the web. If you're posting your plastic stomach, you're posting your plastic stomach on Instagram. You're always tweeting and commenting on people's freaking mentions about you. You see the politician over there, you drop a comment. You see T-Pain say something, you drop a comment. You try to be on freaking Streamer University, you like posts. You freaking follow 18-year-old girls off of Streamer University. You do everything that's involved around being a content creator except for making content.
The internet did some digging and they found damn near every time that T-Pain spoke on Drake's name. So let's move on and see what else is being said.
T-Pain has said some things in the past about Drake before. They said his album in 2011 was held up because of a Drake verse that he never got, or at least he didn't get it in time.
T-Pain is quoted in the article saying, I know y'all waiting on the album,
But the last thing I need is a verse from Drake and the album is complete. T-Pain told his anxious Twitter followers, so find Drake and tell him to hurry the hell up and finish the verse. I mean, and then even T-Pain is kind of like he's a joke, bro could be a comedian. He's a jokester, bro. So this don't even sound like he was being serious in the first place. Resentment?
Nobody like knows this, but I wanted Drake to get on 5 o'clock in the morning, my record.
Yeah.
I drove from Atlanta to Toronto to go get the record, and he never did it.
You use your passport? You had to cross the bridge?
So again, my question to y'all, is this personal or just him keeping it real? Just asking, is this personal?
I had to cross the joint. I took my tour bus.
Yeah, them Canadians are
I took my tour bus, went up
That is crazy though.
from Atlanta to Toronto, chilled with him for like 3 days.
nice.
I did 4 records for his album. He did 0 records for mine. But I went to go get a joint for me.
There's history here, y'all. Again, where there's smoke, there's fire. We thought it was a quick little, you know what I mean? You know, bow out gracefully, leave it alone right there. Nah, there's some history to this shit.
I
Wow.
ended up doing 4 shits for him. And it was like, okay. all
Did he
right.
make the album? His album?
One of them did.
One
One
of
of
them
them did.
nice.
Yeah.
Which one?
It was on the Take Care album.
Did you use your vocals or just producing?
It was my vocals. Yeah, it was just vocals. Yeah, I was and then after that I went on Twitter, you know, as per advice of my managers. terrible fucking advice. It wasn't even crazy. It was just like, everybody go tag Drake and tell him to finish that record I gave him.
You thirsty. You thirst trapping.
Yeah. Then he hit my manager. He was like, tell T-Pain, I know he don't really want to work with me.
What the fuck? They turned it around.
Yeah. He gaslit me. He got records.
Fighting one-on-one.
He gaslit me and got records.
Was that supposed to be him throwing shade at Drake? That didn't sound like resentment. That was bad evidence. That evidence got thrown out in court. What? That wasn't resentment.
Also, I didn't find this. The Twitter world found this. This is 2022. He said it's all good. Soft dark skin wasn't the wave at the time, but Drake made it okay to simp. Wow. That line alone right there, T-Pain. Just saying. It's okay. It's okay to simp, I guess. And now people understand what we were saying all these years. It just took a light-skinned nigga to get y'all to listen. And I applaud him for winning the beige baby lottery. And there's more. This is Joe Budden Podcast. And this is what he had to say. I think this is regarding Scorpion.
I'll tell you what I couldn't do. I couldn't listen to side B of Scorpion with you. Couldn't do it.
Okay, he said with him. Okay.
Well, yes, we're too romantic.
Couldn't do it. Not even that.
Slow.
Fuck the being the romantic part. I just couldn't argue about side B with you. It would just be too much.
We'd be arguing about side B.
Oh, we would argue so much about side B because, first of all, half of it's me. This is just.
Dang! Where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's fire, there's flames. Where there's flames, there's a history. Continue.
Get that out the way.
Half of his what?
Me, nigga. That's all. Yeah. So I get that.
I love you.
Drake fans also pulled up this article from earlier this year where T-Pain says Drake's album with PartyNextDoor sounds like leftovers.
All these trash songs that I recorded, I listen to them all the time. So here's my thing. I feel like he recorded a bunch of shit. In order to keep Party around, you can take 10, 15 of these songs, put a verse on them, big Party. That's our album, bro. I already got, bro, the songs are already recorded. These are all the songs that didn't make my previous albums. Go for it, bro. Put verses on these songs. Yeah, there's 5 to 7 solo Drake songs that didn't make other albums. It's not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're bad. These are just songs that didn't make albums. Or Party, or the other way around. Or Party came in with an album and was like, hey, Drake, can you put verses on these particular songs?
Now, I'll be honest.
Is that what resentment sounds like, or is that what truth sounds like? What are we talking about? Resentment or truth? That don't sound like resentment. That's what the album sounded like. Come on, bro. Stop. Man, this victim mentality is crazy, bro. He's always had resentment. There better be something else in here.
And when he's not even saying that he means the songs are bad. He's saying that he sounds, as somebody who's been recording, who's ghost wrote for people, who's made hundreds of records, who's made some of the biggest records in the culture. He probably knows. And here's another thing. I absolutely agree with him in everything he said. That's just it. Sexy Songs for You. Yeah, like, nigga, bro, it was supposed to be a collab tape. It really wasn't. Even when you look at the track list, like, this is definitely plug and play. Somebody didn't have a hook or somebody didn't have a feature and we put it together and called a compilation album. Isn't Party only like 6 songs?
I'll be honest with you guys. I think Drake has definitely had these conversations behind closed doors. Hey, right now I'm 38 years old. When do I want to stop making music? When do I want to finally hang up my jersey and call it a day?
Yeah, this is a conversation I feel like Drake should have been having. I'm sure Drake is having that conversation. If it's not externally, it's internally. But I also think Drake got caught in the perfect cyclone where his ego will not allow him to concede or step back right now because the optics are so bad.
He's not going to quit after losing the rap battle to Kendrick. Drake knows exactly what that's going to do to his legacy. Because no matter what you sold, no matter how many hits you had, people are only going to remember you because Kendrick finished you.
You bow out now when this man just went on the whole run, tours, just saying this, they not like us. He went to Toronto and then that don't make sense. You bow out right now. No. What?
I agree with that, though. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I said that before, too. I wouldn't quit on an L. I wouldn't quit on an L. No, not if it's something I could come back from and maybe just... Nobody's ever going to forget it. You can't erase history. I mean, shit, they've tried to. But in this sense, you can't erase the history, right? All you can do is show that maybe it didn't hurt me as bad as y'all think it did. But again, we won't know until he drops this album.
I think this Iceman record is going to be the most important album in Drake's career to see what the next couple years is going to look like for him. And I'm going to keep it tall. Because even if it does numbers, that doesn't matter. Really doesn't. The cultural impact of that, if that album comes and goes, like a lot of Drake stuff has been doing, like the Nokia, the way it fell off the charts, then... it's gonna be bad for my guy. And by my guy, I mean this nigga.
I say drop that Iceman. And if that's not received well, okay, I mean, I did my part. It is what it is. They don't rock me no more. They're not rocking what I'm selling. You drop Iceman and then you depart on your own terms.